Matt Bransford, third generation, my great uncle had a motel and resort at, up down Flint Ridge, down Great Onyx Road. I don't know where the foundation of it is today. And it's only two places in America that was registered for people of color to stay in the 20s by AAA Travel Club, and Matt Bransford, the Mammoth Cave, was the #2 listing. Places recommended. If you're traveling and you need a recommended place to stay, Matt Bransford's hotel is on the AAA list. And it was quite something to see too.
Wow.
Quite a hotel, quite a resort. I have 20 postcards in my basement down in my file that we found in the old house that are just invaluable to our family.
Of the hotel property?
Yes, absolutely. Uncirculated postcards.
Wow. I'd love to see that.
It's on the internet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He would get aboard a train, he and his wife Zemmie. He and Zemmie were quite respected in the neighborhood. Blacks and whites respected Zemmie and Matt. Now, why they had no children, that Lewis, John Henry, my grandfather, and Charles Wesley, my dad's grandfather's brother, they had large families, but for some reason Matt and Zemmie didn't seem to be able to have children. So they would have nieces and nephews over to their house and work around the garden and work in the hotel for them. But the hotel was quite something to see.
How long did that? So then that, when the park was taken over, is that when it
demolished, and there's quite a stressful letter that can be read in Mammoth Cave Library that Matt goes to. I'm going to assume that it was Judge Jennings. Judge Jennings was in charge of the Mammoth Cave estate, and this Matt is third generation. And a letter worded in my own words is that he hears about the takeover coming place, coming into existence, and he's worried about losing his hotel. He's worried about losing his job. I don't know if he was as worried about losing his job as a tour guide as he was losing his property in the hotel. And he simply says, Judge, I was born here, my daddy was born here, and his daddy before him. Is there a chance that we could be spared? He says, I'm having sleepless nights thinking about this. But eventually all the men of color were called in at a specific time, my daddy said, and we were able to document it, I think, that none of the men of color were going to be kept on as tour guides. So they were alerted perhaps a year and a half in advance that this national park thing is coming, so you need to think about what you're going to be doing for employment, because probably be no man of color in a uniform. Some of my ancestors actually told me a little bit about that, that the Bransfords were actually required to train their successors, and they did it with dignity. But also my grandfather's brother, Matt, third generation, never came back to Mammoth Cave for anything. He said he wanted to remember it like it was.